We're here with Adam Ramsay, who's speaking at the Radical Independence Conference today, and I suppose a lot of people who followed your work will be familiar with your investigations in sort of dark money and corporate influence in politics. Is that one of the major themes you're going to be speaking about today?
Yes, I'm going to be talking about how kind of the three main ways that big business and oligarchs influence government, and through lobbyists, through kind of think tanks, and also about the sort of takeover of the big accountancy firms, and how we've got to be very careful in Scotland as we set up a new state, if we win independence, not to let those sort of dark influences of big money take hold.
So I suppose you've done some great work investigating some of the dark money that was involved in the Brexit campaign. How do you judge the state of investigations by the likes of the Electoral Commission into that alleged illegality?
It's so depressing, isn't it? I mean, I think the Electoral Commission are very clearly under-resourced. I think that, you know, with the police, none of it surprised me. You know, Britain is one of the world centres of money laundering because the British police do not see it as their job to investigate rich, white, right-wing men. And so, you know, I always assumed the police, and the Met in particular, wouldn't take any kind of action on the findings that we've come across when we've shown that basically the Leave campaigns broke the law. In fact, after the Met referred the Leave campaign and Aaron Banks' Leave It To You campaign to the Met, I put a kind of note in my diary 3 months later saying, chase up the Met, see what happened, because I was like, well, obviously they won't do anything, so that'll be a fun story to write, and it turns out they hadn't done anything.
Mm-hmm. So it seems it's a few years now since the Panama Papers scandal, obviously one of the biggest investigative journalism scandals in history about sort of offshore tax havens in the British Virgin Islands and things. Is it just sadly predictable that this has dropped off the political agenda, and how do we get it back on? Yeah, so I mean, I think that, you know, the Panama Papers are reported quite badly because they made a whole kind of salacious stories about sort of dictators in the global south squirreling their money away. And for me, the real point of that is that more than half of the companies listed in the Panama Papers were registered in Britain or its overseas territories. And so, you know, to bring this story back, we need to make it about actually challenging power rather than just kind of, you know, playing out these old narratives of imperialism about how, you know, people over there are corrupt. Brilliant. Thank you very much.